Hello everybody, welcome back to a channel for Source Energy. Thank you for your patience. I know you haven't heard from me in a while. Cat Salem's getting used to the environment, as am I. I just came out of let's just say, a codependent relationship, and it's a pattern that I've had for a long time, so I've had to reacclimate. My entire life has been uprooted, so that's why I haven't been able to get to you. My entire life has been full of these pitfalls of trying to complete myself through other people, or trying to have other people complete themselves through me, so to speak, when it comes to relationships. Because of that, I've just been in my own karmic loop, I guess, my own karmic cycles, and I could say it's finally coming to a close. Decided to change my ways. The divine has been here with me throughout the entire process to open my eyes to certain types of, let's just say, new ways of living my life. But on a happy note, I promised psychic development, and let's just say my 2 cents on the matter anyway. I'm no expert at it. I have my own, I guess, worked on and acquired abilities, I guess, that I've kind of honed throughout my experience with the paranormal ever since about 8 years ago, where my relationship began, I guess. Dealt with a haunted situation. Had people who were clairvoyant help me out in that situation, which I'm very grateful to you guys. Thank you very much again. Throughout that time, I've been spending a lot of time studying. I've also, like I said, within the last few months been sick. Felt like a lot of things been getting my way. I've had to readjust my career path and a few other different things that just got me really distracted in a place where I've needed to put a lot of time in for myself. So thank you again for your patience. So I'm going to be channeling some information, that download, so to speak, that I've got regarding psychic development to help you along your path, and it's my passion and my joy to be here and to be working on these types of things. So thanks again for your patience, and let's get right into it. We'll get into the more fun stuff, and then we'll get into the, the layers that exist in between it that make it a reality. So to start, let's just say psychic development has to do with the psyche, obviously, right? And when we're talking about psychic abilities, we're talking for some people, because of their genetic line and because of just the vessel they're born in, they have more aptitude and more, should we say, inclinations towards that type of thing. Let's just say Jesus is an example of those people. And then there's people who develop these things or unlock these abilities with developing a close relationship to God. And if you're wondering about my religion, it's Christian and non-denomination. I was, let's just say, my entire life since I was a kid, like, into that point. That might sound a little narrow-minded to some people. It might sound like the perfect religion to other people. I'm here to tell you the truth from how I see it. I believe, like, all of religion was meant to get us closer to God, and any separation is an illusion, and any connection is us becoming less separated from the all, from, God and the divinities that serve. So before, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into the fun stuff first. So the oracle, the cosmic oracle, this that I was it's probably reversed to you guys. It's cosmic oracle. I did readings. I mean, it was a reading, kind of butchered reading. I was kind of new to it, but I skipped over probably some important details, and it's about psychic development, and it's probably something I should have touched up on first. So sorry about that. Like I said, dyslexia gets the better of me sometimes. I don't know. I was really excited. Take whatever excuse resonates with you. All right. So, according to the cosmic oracle, right, there are 4 main modes of psychic ability, right? And these are just classifications. These are just labels. There's many other names that these things go by, and there's many other types of ways to describe it, but they're all connected. And just like how a baseball player got good at baseball, just how an Olympic practitioner gets good at their art, it's no different. It's just time and energy and passion. That's what all of it's really going to take. And some people are more inclined to one of these 4 modes, or have more aptitude towards them than other people. Some people, it all came to them at once because of the way they're born, and some people, I believe, can work towards it and become more psychic. Okay, here they are. So, the first one is called clairsentience, right? An inner feeling, sensing spirit, okay? Hunches, intuition. So, they say in order to exercise and strengthen this psychic muscle, hold someone else's item, such as their book, and see what feelings and impressions you pick up. An extra tip is, in all that you do, ask yourself how you feel about the situation. So it's also known as scrying. We could also be touching in on a little bit of remote viewing at this point too. They begin to tie together and synchronize, as time goes by. So that clairsentience and that sensing spirit, so this comes with, if you spend time in meditation and you focus on your heart and your immediate environment and your heart and your immediate environment, you'll start to realize that you can kind of sense, should we say, waves or like static or feelings, because it's been proven scientifically that everybody gives off waves throughout their heart and their brain and a bunch of other different electromagnetic properties that exist, okay? So to tap into this, you could just, like I said, close your eyes, get into meditative state, and try to sense your immediate environment. And if you get distracted with your thoughts or whatever, or if it's like you feel like everything's bugging you, then you might want to stick to a meditation of trying to synergize with your environment and taking the time not to ignore it, but to just synergize and appreciate its existence no matter what it is, so your feelings can get more in alignment with you wanting to absorb and be present and be aware rather than, have to react to things. And it's a hard habit to break because, ever since we were kids, we were taught reacting to things is like the way. It's the only expression that we've learned how to develop for some of us. For some people, this may come a lot more naturally, like right off the bat. So, everyone's a little bit different, so the approaches may require a little bit different tactics. As long as you can kind of verify empirically and try to understand like the difference between your dissonance and between your synergy, between what you're attracted to and between what you're repelled to, you'll eventually get it. It just takes a little bit of time. to enable to sense other people's emotions, energy, and the presence of like your ancestors or maybe your spirit guides and angels once you really, take the time. So the next one is clairvoyance, okay? Inner vision, clear seeing spirits with either in the physical, with those two eyes of yours, or seeing it in your mind's eye. We've briefly gone over this. So when I was trying to spread inner eye awareness, I would say put your consciousness in your, in your inner eye, your pineal gland, and you'll start to see pictorial images, essentially, that your mind gives to you, based on your predisposition, your habits that you've already created, and a few other things. But let's see what the Cosmic Oracle has to say about it. Okay, so an exercise to strengthen this psychic muscle for clairvoyance, your mind's eye. Close your eyes and visualize a third eye in the middle of your eyebrows. See this eye open. Practice this exercise regularly. A tip: spend time in nature and have gratitude for its beauty, connecting with Mother Earth, and have a powerful, life-changing effect on the body, mind, and spirit. Oh, can have. Okay. Yeah, so connecting to Mother Earth can have a powerful, life-changing effect on the body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for your wisdom, Cosmic Oracle, Nari Anastasia. I'm sorry if I butchered that. So they have a huge point. One time, I was camping and I was taking a nap because I'd stayed up later with everybody, my family. I was camping with my family at the time. And I had fallen asleep in a weird way. I felt my heart drop and I thought I died for a second because it was so unexpected. Like I was almost like really conscious during the sleep cycle when I went into REM, and I instantly went into a REM cycle instead of the other cycle, the deep sleep. And when that happened, my consciousness went into a bird that was flying over the lake. And I was completely lucid during this point in time, and I was seeing what the bird was seeing, flying over the lake. And then I went back into my own body, and I saw myself as a baby. And I couldn't believe how lucid I was, and I woke up. It was the strangest experience. Like, it was not a dream. I was like hearing everyone around me still. I was, hearing, like, it was just the most odd experience. But connecting with nature does really help you. So thank you for your wisdom again, Cosmic Oracle. Thank you. And yeah, we all have to take different approaches sometimes. For some people, connecting to your mind's eye is super easy. Like, you get all kinds of good information, stuff like that. For other people, it's really going to depend on your understanding of symbolism and dream symbols. At least that's how I was. So you could understand and pick up on what's going on. But other times, you'll get direct pictorial images. It really depends on, your beliefs and your connection with God, your connection with the Spirit. It really depends on that. This sounds like a good training exercise. It's what I would do, exactly as they said it. Okay, so the third one is claircognizance, right? A clear knowing things without being told. All right, so before I get into how they train it, let's talk about claircognizance a little bit. So everyone is born with a certain type of understanding or a certain type of connection to the truth of reality. But everyone has their own perceptual connection to truth, their own, how can I put this in better terms? We all have a perception of truth. And it's that perception of truth that connects to the truth that creates, I guess, your own reality, your type of reality, your personalized reality, or as Joe Dispenza says, your personal reality, your personality, something like that, something to that effect. And depending on the vessel you're born in, just how we were talking about it earlier, people have more aptitude to specific things than other people based on their genetic code, which is linked to memory, and which is linked to beliefs, which is linked to capability, and it goes vice versa. Your beliefs can affect your genetic code, and your experiences affect your ability to understand and your capability to do. So let's see what they have to say about it real quick, though. Okay. Claircognizance, inner knowing. Okay. An exercise to strengthen this psychic muscle is to meditate while focusing on a light at the top of your head, known as the crown chakra, extending upwards to the infinite universal source of light. We're talking about source, the source, the place where all things resonate from, which we shall get into that in a moment. Okay. I know some of you don't believe in chakras. Those of you who are probably watching this do, but if you don't, just hang tight with me for just a minute. Okay, we're not going to get super into them this episode, but we will get into them. And if at the very least, I would hope that you have an open enough mind to realize that they're a map or window into the energetic workings of our existence. Okay, it doesn't, just at least hold on to that idea, right? All right, so they say, notice what impressions come to you and see if you can predict different scenarios for the day, week, or month. Tip, trust yourself, as with practice, your sense for inner knowing will strengthen. So essentially also, like I said, your relationship with God can really dictate what you're sensing and what's happening here. Like how in tune you are with your own narrative and your own life and the events that are unfolding around you will help you to predict and understand things, if not just a feeling. And it'll start developing more and more. Some people call this divination, premonition. People say prophetic dreams, right? I know it's a touchy subject, prophets and stuff like that. And in my personal opinion, the best prophet will help you to prophesize your own life, to prepare for your own life, and the best diviner will help you to divine your own future and to help you with your own type of spiritual journey. I'm not trying to push any beliefs here. I'm not spreading any new beliefs. I'm just talking about things that have been in existence, since Jesus. If you've read the Bible, Jesus had psychic abilities. I'm pretty sure there's also stories about him traveling the earth, being visited by magi and a bunch of other things that touch the topic of this. And like I said, I am a believer of the one true source, the one true God. But we're going to get into that in a minute, okay? I know I've got tarot cards, but I also got the Holy Bible right there. I'm not trying to push in my beliefs onto anybody else, but I am saying that I study and read a lot of stuff that involves esoteric knowledge. Don't touch black magic. On a personal note, I've been hit with that stuff, and it ain't fun, it ain't nice, and I just want to do good. I just want to spread goodness, and I want to help people help themselves make a better world. That is my main goal here. All right, so the next one, clairaudience. All right, inner hearing, ability to hear spirit, right? So this one I have a personal relationship with. I'm more apt to this. I'm more prone to hearing spirit and than any of these other things. Like I've touched and practiced these other abilities, but clairaudience is like the main one. Ever since I was a kid, I was able to hear, let's just say, the subconscious happenings in my mind a little bit more than most people by comparison, I guess. Not everybody, but just, people I've talked to about it and stuff like that. But like subconscious, I was able to tune into it more, and it was almost like, can I explain, as a radio searching for a channel. And I could synergize it, or depending on my disposition or my attitude would be what I'd pick up on. And it's just, I could hear my spirit guide sometimes, and just stuff like that. Helpful stuff, loving stuff. But when I was a kid, I didn't know what was happening, and I was just, say, an angry child. Not always good stuff, and not always good beings either. But that's beside the point. Here we go. All right, clairaudience. Okay. To strengthen this, Psychic muscle. Imagine different sounds, like your favorite song playing in your head, or a musical instrument such as a piano. Practice this each day. It gets you in tune with your, let's just say your inner workings. All right. It says tip. Practicing meditation for at least 10 to 15 minutes a day is great for stilling the mind. Ask your spirit guides a question and listen to what is communicated back to you. So, for those of you who have a really noisy background or, really noisy in the mind, you can't stop thinking, a good meditation to do that will help you to, like they said, still the mind, is to pay more attention to your immediate surroundings and to tune back in to your heart, okay? Or another way to do it is if you're worried that, say, you're sick or you have some sort of like damage done in your brain, you could also sit there in a healing, loving energy on your brain and focus on your immediate surroundings. And if you get distracted, come back to your immediate surroundings, if your thoughts are too distracting, and just come back to that feeling of synergy, love, compassion, and healing. And just keep doing that until as long as you can. That's what I would say, because that would be the best way to do it. It's what helps me. I don't really have a bunch of noisy static, but I've gotten to the point where it's kind of like training your muscles. You strengthen one, you're going to cause an imbalance somewhere else. So if you're constantly trying to tune in to, the background noise or whatever it is that you're tuning into, you're going to make it stronger and stronger and stronger. So you're going to want to tune in to your immediate environment more often, and you're going to want to train that in that way. So that way you don't lose focus and you're not so distracted and lost in your own thoughts that you can't focus or pay attention or do what you got to do in life. So, and not everything you're going to communicate with is another entity. Sometimes, depending on how anxious you are, your own dissonance, you're going to connect to negative, automatic negative thoughts, as some call it, or other types of things like that. Remember, this is your plane of existence, this is your aura, this is your mind. You're allowed to tell anything to leave, and that synergizing on a higher vibration will usually kick out the lower entities and invite the higher ones. And you can always pray and ask for help. Like I said, your relationship with God is going to strongly influence these abilities. It's going to strongly help you stay in tune or out of tune. You can claim whatever religion you want to, but if you're busy being an ornery, angry person and doing bad things, you're going to synergize with the negative entities more than you're going to synergize with the positive ones. It's just how it's going to work. That's just how it goes. You can be in denial all you want to, but you're just creating separation and therefore creating illusion and therefore taking yourself farther away from the truth. Psychic abilities, simply put, is being more close to the honest God truth and your perception of that truth becoming more and more synergized with the reality of things and your relationship to it. Okay? So we're going to go over these one more time. We got clairsentience, an inner feeling, sensing spirit. We got clairvoyance, clear seeing, seeing spirits in the physical with your two eyes or in your mind's eye. Claircognizance, an inner knowing, a clear knowing, knowing things without being told. And clairaudience, an inner hearing, ability to hear spirit. I'm going to go over them briefly one more time. Okay, so clairsentience, when you're able to sense vibratory forces coming from other people, or when you're able to sense entities or energies that exist in your environment. Okay, clairvoyance, when not only can you usually sense them, but you begin seeing them in your mind's eye, or to those who have, the privilege of doing it. It's not always a privilege, actually. Sorry, I don't mean to be demeaning in any kind of way, because sometimes it feels like a curse to people. We're actually seeing physical, or when you're seeing it like as they are physically, or picking up on, different types of entities with your mind's eye, which happens to me since I've been practicing it. And the more symbols you understand and the more different ways that your mind has to communicate back to you what it is you're picking up, the easier it'll be to do. You'll notice that you'll start getting things that are applicable and immediately understood by you. It's like I said, it's about your relationship with God, okay? Your relationship with spirit. All right, claircognizance, a clear knowing things without being told. So, like I said, some people, this comes completely natural, and they already know most stuff. With other people, other things come completely natural, and you could just do stuff that a lot of people have a hard time doing. This is a form of claircognizance. It's a form of understanding. It's a form of gene unlocking. It's a form of being in tune with the truth, being in tune with God, the truth of everything. If you're esoteric like me, or you like to read books like me that has to do with spirit, you'll know that everything is a part of the all, and all is a part of everything, and you're actually just developing a closer relationship to all the different degrees and forms of the all. All right, so clairaudience, you hear spirit. Now, channelers, they usually, I'd say, are more of a clairaudience kind of people. Like, I can kind of channel. I have connected to beings before, but I try to channel to source directly so I can tap into my higher self and make my relationship closer to God, But, when I try to explain the other stuff, you'll probably see me close my eyes and really I'm trying to tap in and tune in and have the words come out more from my heart space rather than my head space, so there's less of a disconnect and more of a flow. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, guys. This is a pretty long video. I'm at 26 minutes. I'm gonna cut it off here because we went into all the fun stuff and it took up a lot of time, but the next video I'm gonna be getting into how things are now. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to believe it the way I say it. I'm just trying to help you understand it through your own perception of reality. You're going to take this however you want. The things that resonate with you are going to be the things that you connect to or understand about it or agree with because you have your own experiences, and the things you don't, the things that don't resonate with you, you don't have to take it that way, and the things that make you angry or you disagree with or against your beliefs, I'm not trying to be against your beliefs. I'm just trying to share with you different types of symbolisms that represent the concept that I'm trying to express for myself, the way I understand it, the way I've perceived it, the way I've come to understand it. I'm not trying to talk about a new religion. I'm not trying to tell you what you should believe. I'm just trying to express the ideas that I have that I hope will get you closer to God and help you understand God better through the way I've come to understand, through what I've come to know about God. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate your patience on this video. I've been going through a lot of hard things lately. A lot of it my fault in my own ways, and I don't blame anybody else, but like I said, it's just been difficult. A lot of life changes, a lot of new things to look forward to, I guess, in a happy way. I wasn't alone, so don't feel too bad for me. I kept getting signs, and I kept getting led in messages that everything's going to be okay, and that things were going to change, and that my relatives were here with me, and that my spirit guides were here with me, and that I'm taken care of, and that everything's going to be okay, and what my new career path was going to be before I even got here. So just thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful evening, or morning, or afternoon. My name is Vincent. If I didn't say it before, thank you for listening to another channel for Source Energies.